Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great weekend. This is Wes Beavers with the Commonwealth Group, coming at you today from the Commonwealth backyard, actually, on a rather cool, drizzly October day. We've had a lot of nice weather, but today's a little cool and drizzly. It's a hint of things to come, I suppose. At any rate, wanted to come to you today to talk to you a little bit about basically a press release that we had earlier this week in the lending industry. And basically, the DOJ and the CFPB issued a joint statement indicating that lenders should not discriminate on the basis of immigrant status. Well, now, the industry as a whole has never really had a problem with this as long as you were a legal resident of the United States. That has always been that's always been in the books. But now this new release that we've had is kind of different because it basically says that if somebody is in the country not legally, that is not a basis for turning a loan down. Now, what's interesting about that is that Fannie, and to a somewhat lesser degree, Freddie has been very strict on this over the years. If you are not a legal resident of the United States, you are not eligible for getting a Fannie Mae loan. Now, Fannie has a pretty clear stance on this, that you have to be a legal resident. And they even go so far as to indicating that if you are on DACA status, that's deferred action on childhood arrivals, that is acceptable. But you had to have some type of status, whether you were on a green card, that is permanent resident alien, or if you were on an H-1B visa, that's non-permanent resident alien. And finally, they did allow for DACA. Although Freddie's been a little bit ambiguous about DACA status, Fannie, at the very least, has stated that if you're on DACA status, that you are considered a legal resident. What's important about this ruling is they've now come out and said that you don't have to be a legal resident of the United States. Now, that is in direct, I guess the word would be directly opposite of what Fannie and Freddie have been saying for many, many years. So we're going to see what happens here over the next several weeks. Are we going to get a clarification from this from Fannie? So basically, we have one government agency, Department of Justice, and the CFPB issuing a ruling that's in direct violation of the standards set by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and frankly, the other agencies, FHA, VA, so forth, that you have to be a legal resident of the United States in order to get a mortgage loan. Now, the question on this is going to be, is this the beginning of the largest class action lawsuit ever? Or are we going to see a change in policy from Fannie and Freddie and by extension, FHA? The other part of this is it puts lenders in a bad spot because up until a couple of days ago, and still right now, if you make a loan to somebody who's not a legal resident of the United States, you've got a loan that's non-saleable to the secondary market agencies, that is Fannie and Freddie. So, what are you to do as a lender? This is a great example of why politicians should not be making credit rules. They simply don't understand the rules. Now, we can have all kinds of arguments about whether somebody is in the country legally or illegally, or whether we should be making loans for people who are in the country legally or not. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that we have a clear direction from the agencies, and they're all speaking the same language. We don't have that right now, and that is pretty typical of everything that we get from the government lately, it seems. So what we're looking at right now is, where do we go with this? I don't know. And again, whatever your opinion is regarding immigration into this country, we at least need a single standard as to what we're doing here. So next couple of weeks are going to be interesting in mortgage land. Have a great day, everybody.